Okay, thanks for being here, guys. I'm super excited. My name is Aluna Lua, and this is the How to Build Your Personal Brand in the Psychedelic Renaissance. And for those that are watching us here, we're at the Psychedelic Awakening Conference in Los Angeles. Okay, so I'm going to start with a little bit of my story. I was actually a graphic designer in Brazil. That was my thing. I used to work on a commercial production company. And my dream was to be a creative director and to direct films and all about digital art when I was in the full 3D world before my awakening. And when I had my awakening, I had the privilege to meet this Rastas, these reggae band, and they were all vegans and they didn't shower and they were all like natural and they didn't care about money. They wanted a simple life. And I fell in love with this Rasta prince that took me to this world, and I was so in love, and I'm like, oh my God, and God is real and life is simple, and just fully open myself to that world, which I'm so grateful because it showed me that happiness is in simplicity. And I had all these goals of being a successful professional and make a lot of money and make like 10-year goal plans and stuff like that. And meeting them just gave me a whole new way of life and showed me that life is simple and happiness is right here, is who we are in the present moment. However, I've always felt like something was missing. I love makeup. I love dressing up. I was tired of just traveling with these buses that was taking 4 days to get to the Amazon. And I'm like, why can't I just take a flight? And everybody pitching in the food, and just sharing the food together and all happy with that food. And I'm like, I just want to buy my own sandwich. Can I just go to the restaurant by myself and just buy my own food? So part of me was always I felt judged for that. I felt like, oh, I'm capitalistic. I want things that are not that I don't need. And I judge myself for that, for being so different from them. And I pushed through, this lifestyle for 5 years. And I'm so grateful because I got to travel and meet indigenous people and have my whole medicine healing journey. But it got to a point in my life that I really received a message that I want to be myself. And there's more for me. I don't think this is it. And it was really difficult to let go of that lifestyle. I let go of my boyfriend that wanted to marry me and have kids with me. I let go of my career that I had a space to grow and be successful and build the life that I wanted. I let go of my family. I let go of my culture. And I just came to America to figure it out who I was. 12 years later, here I am. People call me a shamanic Disney princess. I serve medicine wearing my makeup and my Crocs. I get to be myself and bring the simplicity and all the wisdom that I learned, also creating a comfortable space with luxurious setting. I get to serve amazing food. I get to create the space that I truly want, and I got to truly accept myself. And in the beginning, I had this thing of like, oh, I'm a medicine facilitator, so I'm a healer. And then you see, even in LA and in Topanga, you see people with those fancy hats and those ponchos. It has such a style, right? And you start entering this world, you start thinking you have to enter that realm. And I just never vibe with that. Like, that's just not my realm. I'm something else. And I like all kinds of stuff. And I love dancing and I love music and I love all these things. So when we just call ourselves a healer or have a label of who you are and the service you provide, and I put myself as this person that had to follow this box of being a medicine person, I wasn't happy. If you do medicine work, this work is a lot. It takes a lot of energy. You help people and then you feel kind of depleted after. And I felt that that wasn't it either. And I judge myself for that too. I'm like, I thought that was it. I thought that was my path. I thought this is my purpose. Until I realized that my art was as important to me than my healing services. And I've been an artist my whole life, that when I had a coach, creative coach, that just told me, feel free to sit. Creative coach just told me, like, hey, you love dancing? Just dance. You want to post on social media? You don't have to post all this stuff that you think you need to post. Just post your music, post your art, just be yourself. And I'm like, oh, I got to be myself? Okay. So I got to be vulnerable? Yes, be vulnerable. Share your story. You don't have to be this box of being a leader. That's exhausting. You don't have to have this expectation of you're perfect. Nobody's perfect. Actually, people like that you're a human, and you're going to even get more aligned clients if you do that. So it was a process to break through, especially on social media. And I started sharing my story, and I started sharing my art, and I started realizing that expressing myself was making me happy because it's art, it's yourself. So it was giving me joy to create my site, to create my graphics, to create my name and my logo and all that stuff, and to also be in service. So merging your artist with your healer, that's what I am all about. So when people say, what is a brand? Some people think that a brand is a product like Gucci. Oh, I want to buy from that brand. Other people think that a brand is your visual aesthetics. Oh, it's how you look, it's the colors that you use. That's not a brand. Who here think, what is a brand?
Personality.
Personality. What else? Your values. So if you're making notes, I want you to write this down. A brand is your reputation, is a memory that you give to other people. So my brand is not what I say is my brand. My brand, it's what is in your mind, in your mind, in your mind, and in your mind. So I actually have infinite definitions of what my brand is about. If you could pick a word to describe me right now, what would you pick?
You said it perfectly earlier. You're Disney princess. You and
Disney
and
princess.
you just said it earlier. It just goes.
Love it. Anybody else? Pick a word. What would you say is my brand?
Fanboy.
Love it. So your brand, it's what is in other people's mind. That's your brand. So you actually don't have a full-on definition of your brand. Is what other people catch from you. There's two things that people catch in the first impression. It's how you look and how you sound. These are the only things you can control. So in your head, you're judging me in however way your mind is judging me. The only thing I can control is how I look and how I sound. And depending on how I look and depending on how I sound, you're going to create your own image and understanding of who I am. So a reputation is something that is consistent. I'm a Disney princess with the pink Crocs pretty much every day. And I might have different characters that I play, but it's pretty much the same. Not just aesthetically, but your personality. So if you're consistent, that sticks, and that person starts to build that personality inside of their mind. So the most important thing is to be in integrity with yourself. Because if you're in integrity with yourself, you get to be consistent. If you know your values, and that's something to write it down too, what are your values? A part of my values is community, is integrity, is reciprocity, is play, beauty. If I'm in integrity with these values, I'm going to be consistent. So you don't want to promise something you could never follow through. Because if you want to create all these promises of what your business is about, but you are not able to follow through, and then your reputation is not going to be good. and then your brand is going to be compromised. So, for example, if I'm talking about health and healthy food, and that's really part of my brand, and then you see me drinking and doing cocaine and smoking cigarettes or something, and then you're going to say, I thought you'd talk about health. Like, and what's going to happen? My reputation is going to change. So you're going to have a compromise your brand. So the first thing is to really understand who you are, what you value, and the parts of you that you can't reject. So I want to invite you to think about, forget about your business for a moment. What do you love that is a non-negotiable for your life? Tell me something about you.
My freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah.
Maybe someone here? Something you love to do.
Walk in nature.
Walk in nature. Oh?
Yeah.
So you want to be clear. What are your non-negotiables? Because you're going to use that to create a memory in someone's mind. So yes, I use Crocs because I don't like any other shoe. And now I accepted that. Once I accepted that the Crocs is my favorite shoe, it actually works on my benefit. Because you're going to see me, you're going to see my Crocs, and you're going to remember the girl that wears the Crocs. So you start using your non-negotiables as a way to create memory in people's lives. So if you love tacos and all of your events, you bring tacos, people are going to remember that and they're going to like it because it creates consistency. Humans love consistency. Yes. Another important thing that we want to consider is, especially in the medicine space, like I said, I used to put the medicine on the pedestal. Oh, come to do a combo ceremony. You come for the combo. Come to do a mushroom ceremony. Hey, I work with ketamine. Come for the ketamine. We put the medicine on the pedestal. If you take the medicine out of the pedestal and you put yourself in the front, now you want to do combo because of me, not because of combo. You might come interested in combo, but I have so many people that come to me and share where they're at in life. And I get to direct them, hey, maybe combo, or maybe mushrooms, or maybe ayahuasca, or maybe this, or maybe that. They're open. Why they're open? Because they're coming to connect with me. They're connected to me. So when you put yourself in the front of your brand, all of the rest, all of the medicines becomes your toolbox. These are things that I have for you. Not just the medicine, but maybe your body work, maybe your design work, maybe your healing practices. These become tools that are additional, that the person resonates. Oh, I like her because she does body work and I really want to do body work. So I'm going to choose that practitioner or that business, that service or product because of the story that involves. The story creates community. So write this down. Your story creates community. If you don't share your story, now you're competing in the marketplace. Now you're just another person. If I don't share my story with Kambo, I'm just another Kambo practitioner. And then the person is going to choose my service based on what's cheaper and what's more convenient. Oh, no, you're too far. I'm all the way to the other side of the country. So I'm just going to do the practitioner that's closer. Oh, no, you're too expensive. The other person made it half of the price. If you don't share your story, you're competing with everybody else. But if you share your story, hey, this is my testimony. This is how this changed my life. And that's why now the person travels all the way to the other side of the country. I have clients that come from Florida, from New York, because they want to sit with me. Why they want to sit with me? Because I open my story. My story is a testimony that creates, if you see, when you buy a product, like, I don't know, a pasta, and then you read the back and then they share the story of the brand, even if it's just one paragraph, because that matters.
One of my enemies is just the exhaustion of how so many of these modalities don't actually solve the problem. They just give so many of our clients dopamine highs, and it just keeps them coming back for more, but we're not ever getting to the solution.
Beautiful. So you can have a brand and not have a business. For example, a celebrity, an artist. They have a brand. Everybody knows them. They have a reputation. People want to know about their lives. They love how what they dress. They love their voice. But maybe they don't have a business. Maybe they're not selling things. So you can have a brand, but not have a business. You can also have a business and not have a brand. Example, practical example. I had a cleaning lady that was coming to my house. And every time she was coming, she was putting a little bowl on my pillow. She was leaving a little mint in my bathroom. She had her own smells that she was always bringing, her products. And she was always dressed up and super cute and very fancy. She had a sweet voice. The way she was texting me was really polite. Every time I wanted to clean my house, I'm like, I want that girl. Why? Because I noticed all the little details that sticked with me. Maybe the other cleaner was even better. Maybe the other cleaner even cleaned better. But I remember the saint that she was leaving in my house every time she was going there. Most cleaners, they just come, hey, I want to hire your service. Here, do your service. Goodbye. That's a business. You can make money off a business. You can have a successful business without having a brand. But if you have a brand, you will carry your message forever. Do I know where my business is going to be 10 years from now? I have no idea. I'm probably going to change. My services are going to change. Everything is going to change. But because I'm the brand, however I change, my people come with me. And maybe some people will go and new people will arrive, but it's me that is leading the movement. So that creates a freedom for your business to change, to evolve, for you to close a business and start something else, for you to start something completely different. But at least what you build is going to be carried with you. And when people look back to your past, I have clients that are like, oh my God, I look at your social media, I look at your Instagram 10 years from now. I just went all the way to the back and just wanted to see what your life was like before you were doing what you're doing. That's a brand. They're interested in my past. They're not interested in my service in the present. They're interested in that too, but they're interested in who I was before. And that's so powerful. And that's why when you build a brand in the psychedelic renaissance, first we're helping the medicine movement. I don't like when people brand the japes.
Yeah.
I don't like that because they're creating new names for a product. So this jape now is called the third eye activation. And then a new person that doesn't know what the medicine is, they're going to say, oh yeah, I tried the third eye activation. What are you doing? Like, you don't even know. You don't have a relationship with the medicine. You just bought that brand and maybe you like that flavor, but you don't even know where it comes from. You don't even know what it is. So my brand is not the medicine. That's not my brand. That's the indigenous people brand. That's their brand. My brand is representing their brand. But I'm not stealing or taking advantage of the medicine. So when you build your brand, you're protecting the medicine, you're supporting the movement of those that are actually the makers of the medicine, and you're putting your gifts in your service in the front line. And that's what attracts your ideal clients, because you don't want to work with random people. When I really understood that, I started to brand my ceremonies. Instead of just calling myself a Kumbo practitioner, that people could find me on a website and just have a list of all the Kumbo practitioners they have around. No, honey, if you want to do just a Kumbo and pay $100 for that, go with whoever you want to go. I have a branded version of what my Kumbo is about. It's a 10-day experience. There's a lot that involves. It's not just the medicine. It's my path with the food. It's my path with the diet. Dre was there. Isn't that different than just sitting with the medicine? Because I branded that service. I created everything else that involves. So now the person is not going to say, oh no, but the other one is cheaper. Oh no, but the other one's closer. They're going to say, I like yours because I want to do the whole shebang. And if they don't want to do the whole shebang, they go with someone else. So much easier. You don't have to convince anybody. You don't have to prove to anybody. It's like, hey, this is the shebang, the whole shebang. If you don't like it, find your way. If you like it, let's go. That made me align way better the people that work with me. I have way less problems with clients than I had before. Yes? So I would love to open a little bit of conversation maybe with people you're next to, maybe every two people or three. I would love for you to talk with each other. I want you to find 3 aspects of yourself that are non-negotiable. For example, for me is music, dance, and prayer, faith. These are other parts of me that are beyond the medicine. I want you to speak with each other and just find 3 things that are really non-negotiables, that really express who you are. Go ahead. And then the other thing I want you to think about for yourself, what's something weird about you? Like for me is the cross. Choose something like an item that is just unique of yours, that you are making a commitment right now, that you're going to own it. Own it. Maybe it's a haircut. Maybe it's a shirt, a pattern, a color, something that's weird that you're choosing to own it. You are unique. There is no reason for competition. We are all needed. There are billions of people in the world. There's plenty of people looking for your services, plenty of options to help. The more you embrace your uniqueness, the better the world will be. There's absolutely no reason to compete. Even if you find someone that looks even similar than you, it will sound different, it will speak differently, it will just be a little bit different. So I want you to own that and detach of what other people are going to think, because the more authentic you are, the better. And the last thing I want to say is that your brand is not something you build in a day. When I was a graphic designer, people just come and just say, oh, but I want to build this logo and this website. Let's do the website. And people just think that that's all it is. And then I was building all this website and I was putting all this time. And then it's like, nah, I changed. Nah, I'm not like that anymore. This is something completely different. It's like, you're kidding me. So no, we're not doing the website. We're building your brand first. Who are you? What are your values? What are your non-negotiables? What are you? Who are you? That's the last thing you want to do. It's your website, it's your logo. That's the last thing. Because then when you do that, you don't want to change. Then when you do your logo and you know who you are, and you want to have that logo for at least 10 years, promise, you shouldn't have to change. When you love so much what you do, you're not going to want to change often. You might change later, but it's going to last for a very long time. And that's the goal. So building a brand is a lifetime journey. It's never going to stop. You're going to continue to evolve. And it's more about who you are than how you show yourself. So I would love to finish with some questions. We have maybe 5-6 minutes for questions. Anything, if you want to support with where you're at, any question, the floor is open.
So, like, often I'm told, oh, like you're so good at ketamine, and you're so good at like EMDR, and you're so good at like working with men ages 20 to 35. So everyone tells me, I'm like, where do I land if I'm like so good at these? How do I like mold all these good things into one brand? Is the confusion point I'm at right now. Thanks.
So you have all these facets of yourself and you want to make it as one.
Yeah.
I like that. I like to say that you have a business model. So think about a pyramid. You have your top, which is your high ticket offerings. What are the services from all these things that you're good at? There's a high ticket is for a particular person that's ready to invest. It's a full-on experience that you're going to give it all. It's not going to be a lot of people, but you have that offering. And then what are the services that you offer that could be group experiences, maybe online courses, maybe retreats, maybe day events. You have that middle ground. And then you have the last part of the pyramid, which is your free stuff, your freebies, your newsletter, your content. These are the things you're just going to give it away. So you get to separate parts of you in these topics. There are certain services that I only provide to private clients. Like when I help clients with business, for example, I've done a lot of business group programs, but it didn't work because people are in different phases. So I'm like, you want to do business with me? It's a 101 mentorship program. If you see my free content, I'm not talking much about business, very rarely. But if you want to work with business, we're going to work on a 101 mentorship. So that helps me to filter. What am I talking on social media? What am I doing on my groups experiences, on my products? And what am I doing with my one-on-one clients? You get to separate your skills depending on their value and depending on the level of experience you want to build. So you get to do it all, but you just get to separate them better.
Gosh.
Yes?
Yeah. I can see.
I guess I have a question about what you just shared. So understanding that on the bottom of the pyramid, you said free content. So that's like Instagram. That's like, here's how you do this tool. Here's how you do this, right? Here's how you can prepare for combo ceremonies, right? That's in your free stuff. But how does that top of the pyramid, let's say business, how do they find you? Is that through them being attracted to your brand, getting to know you more, and then being like, I think I love her with combo. I want to integrate more in business. How do you decide
Yeah,
kind of what to talk
thank you for that
about?
question. That's what we called a funnel. So this is a funnel. You might meet me through Instagram talking about medicines. And then you join my email newsletter. In my newsletter, I invite you to come to my retreat. And then you want to do my retreat. And then through my retreat, you figured out that I can actually help you with your business. And then maybe you join my 101. Some people you will meet in one event. We're talking about business. Hey, I have a 101 thing. Boom, boom, boom. You already joined the top of the pyramid. So there's not an order. Or someone told me about you. Someone told you about me. And then suddenly you came directly to my retreat or to my ceremony. There's not an order. You can join. People can join in different because you're being yourself. I'm just being myself. So I meet you today and then suddenly we're talking about business. Then boom, you know that I do business. So boom, that's the place that you aligned. And then I talk to you and then suddenly we're talking about cannabis. Boom, that's the conversation we're going to embrace. It doesn't matter, right? I'm just being myself. So people will join that differently. But if you have these three going on and you have a way that people are sticking with you, because that's the goal. How many ceremonies I hear people go and they're like, oh yeah, I went to this mushroom ceremony. It was wonderful. What was the name of the facilitator? I don't remember.
Yeah.
It was awesome, but that was it. You don't want that. You want people to say, oh my God, I went to that ceremony with that lady and I loved it. I can't wait to come back. Because when people say that, and then they want to come back. So they want to stay in touch. How do I stay in touch with you? Oh, I have my Instagram, I have my email newsletter, now I have a school community. So now we're part of a game. And that's the thing about brand as well. You have to detach of selling. Because if I'm just attached for you to buy my product today, and then you don't buy my product, and then I feel like, oh, I lost the sale. You're missing out. Doesn't matter if you buy it or not. What matters is that did you vibe? We vibe. Do you want to stay in touch? Maybe you come to my ceremony 5 years from now. I have no idea. Does not matter. What matters is the personal connection. I like you, you like me. Do we want to stay in touch? Maybe we'll be friends. Maybe we'll be collaborators. Maybe you'll be clients, students. Maybe I'll be your client. I don't care. What I care is the connection. We align. I like you. How do I stay in touch with you? How do you stay in touch with me? And embrace that your brand is your brand. So literally people come to my stuff 5 years later, I meet them. And that's when you see it's working. When it's like, wow, I met you 5 years ago. Would never imagine that you will be here today. And these relationships are the best to build because they're real. Like even Drea, we met together in an event and then we did a retreat and now we're friends. And it's like, oh my God, I know we're going to connect in so many ways. Lou, I'm doing this thing. Come over. It's like, and then it builds a real connection because now I get to support her business. She gets to support my business. It's like, that's what we want. We want collaborators. We want a networking. You don't want people under you or people on top of you. You want people that we're all leaders. And that way we get to exchange real networking and grow each other's businesses because there's space for everyone. Yay! So go crush it. And if you like to stay in touch with me, if you want to leave your email, you get to join my email newsletter and we get to stay in touch. Yay!
Yay.